Hey guys, Patrick Johnston, managing broker, co-owner of Go Dominican Life, your real estate company here in beautiful, sunny Dominican Republic, with bachata playing in my right ear, and behind me to the left, the same thing but totally different music. But I have,
Salsa.
oh sorry, salsa and bachata.
Yeah.
So welcome to the Dominican Republic. It is nonstop this way, which is ideal for what we're going to go through today on this video. This video is an exercise, falls under that deep thought situation. We'll call this education. This is not related to real estate at all, but it's related to the mindset that is required to really seriously consider investing in real estate somewhere than your local home, because you have to learn to be open-minded, you have to learn to be a worldly person and a global citizen. And in our previous video, we talked about defining your 2.0, what that means. I described what it meant to me. But today, we're going to describe and define an exercise that I've used in the past, and that is how to define and plan your perfect day, okay? Now, that may sound really simple and ideal, but it isn't, because it's a soul-searching item that you have to sit down and really think about and plan out how you want to find your new life here in the Dominican Republic, how are you going to fill your life, what you're going to do, because you're just by moving to the Dominican Republic, whether you choose Puerto Plata, Sosua, Cabarete, Rio San Juan, Cabrera, Bavaro, Punta Cana, or right here in Las Terrenas, Samana, the province, the first thing you're going to notice is that you're going to gain a lot of time back into your schedule on a daily basis. Because gone are the days that you're going to commute 2 hours to work each way, Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday. So the perfect day has to be redefined to suit what your 2.0 is, number one, because you've described that broadly to yourself if you went through that exercise in a previous video. But now I want you to discover and break down hour by hour what would be your perfect day. It's very opening when you and refreshing when you finally get that down on paper. So I'm going to give you some house rules on that, and then I'm going to give you a lot of things to think about, and then I'm going to give you the example of a perfect day for me. Okay? So first of all, you want to completely define on paper what your perfect day will look like, both in your personal life and or your business life. If you're still working and you're going to come down here and relocate and have a work life, either online or start a business here, whatever, I want you to define what that means to you for work and what it means to you for personal, in terms of what your perfect day is. And again, remember, your perfect day is different from mine, and it doesn't mean that mine's right and yours is wrong. It's what makes you happy and makes you balanced. All right. Second point, or we talked about that. You define your personal, and then second, define your work. The third point I'm going to say is, when you've defined your day, I want you to break that down hour by hour and day by day. So if you're still working and you want to do a Monday to Friday type of work life, identify from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, hourly, how you see that setting up. And then on your days off, whatever that means to you, what would you plan to do? What activities or experiences do you want to gain? Or more importantly, write down what you don't want to do. These are very important items to establish your new life. Because remember, look, if you have patterns in your life that are incongruent to how you actually feel because of the definition of what is work and definition of what is social in whatever town or country or city you're from, you have a chance right here, right now, to rejig that whole thing to do exactly what you want. And it's, for a lot of people, it's a once-in-a-lifetime activity for you to do. Because the pressures of society, family, and friends, for wherever you come from, are very difficult to break. Because everyone gets set in a pattern. At 50 years old, you do this. At 40 years old, you do that. At 30 years old, you do this. And I've seen a whole whack of things happen. I've seen 50-year-old people start to act like they should have done at 18 to 24 years old. And I've seen 18 to 24-year-olds become very mature by moving to a foreign country, such as here in the Dominican Republic, because it takes strength and courage to do so. Number 4, I want you to learn and understand how to attract the perfect client or perfect friend group or network or customers, if you will, into your life. So that covers your personal, your business, and your social. Define who you want to hang out with for whatever reason. If you love to be at the beach and you want to only involve sailing, parasailing, kite surfing, surfing itself, whatever the activities you want, and you want to hang out with those people, identify it. These are, again, very important. All right. The last thing I'm going to say in the house rules, we've already talked about creating the perfect day, what it looks like, personal and business. Number 3, because those are 2 things. Write down hour by hour, day by day, what activities you would see in your life and define them. So you don't have to have a 15-minute lunch. Welcome to a country that you can have a 2-hour lunch and a 1-hour nap every day. Number 3, you're going to write down who you want to attract into your life, personal, business, and social. And the last thing, the most important point is you want to be 100% true and real to yourself and authentic. This is your time that you say, screw it, I do not ever want to do the following items. I only want to do these things and with these people. And you can do that, but you have to write it down and make sure you do that. All right. So there's a formula that we use, that I've used. None of this is my content, by the way. This is content that has been passed down through different people. So I'm not saying this is my copyright, but this is how I've learned how to reschedule my life. And it's a formula that is E plus I equals L. That's the formula summary. E stands for experience. So what experiences do you want to have in your life that are currently not in your life now? The plus sign means adding to that. Your I for identity, how you want to set yourself up again so that you do not repeat necessarily what you did before that you want to improve on. So you have your experiences that you want to surround yourself with and your identity, however you want to create that. And the equal sign, of course, adds up to L, which is your life, your new life, your 2.0 life. Those 3 items, experience plus identity equals life, when you apply that in your daily functions, you'll find that it'll create a very clear picture or path that you're going to follow. All right, so this is when you can get fun and creative. The first stage I would say to yourself would be to identify your average ideal day and break that down into personal and business and acknowledge to yourself that you have complete creative freedom on that you can create that life with no limitations on yourself. So, example, if you're an exercise person and you definitely want to do yoga, a walk, or a jog, or run every single day, in this country, very few days are rainy days, and I guarantee you 100% of the days will never be snow or freezing rain. So therefore, you have already removed limitations or excuses to the behavior that you now want to implement. So that's one thing. Number 2, think of the language that you use in your life in your current day. What limitations have you put yourself in because of social, your work, politically correct items that you've had to adapt to that are not congruent with your heart or mind or soul? And also include the self-talk that you said. I'm not good enough. I can't do it anymore. If only, limiting. If only I was this or I was that. Or things like, I will do that when I become retired, more mature, when the kids get older or younger, whatever the things are, the self-talk, which basically talks yourself out of taking action on any of the things that we're talking about today. Next step, I want you to write down all of your goals and all of your dreams and make them visual. I've talked earlier today, or for the guys that are watching this video happen now, that when you create a dream board, which is basically a piece of cardboard, a Bristol board as we used to call it, and then you cut out various pictures, items, sunglasses, a new iPhone, whatever lifestyle you want to look at, pictures of your dream home, your dream condo, if it's a man you want in your life or a woman you want in your life, or it's money, put all of those items up in visual. If you were to visit my environment of where I live, you'll notice that in my house, they're all up there. I have pictures of my kids in the bathroom. I don't have a mirror. I do have a mirror in the bathroom, but I don't have it in front of me. So every time I'm looking where a mirror is, I have my kids. And whenever I'm looking at my desk, I have my photos of my kids. Examples of that. Okay, so making your goals visual. Inside of the team, everybody knows this. When we started our new sales year, including Alex, I was with you, I sent my team and my good close friends the exact goals that I have for this year, which is our sales year, or calendar year for many other people, on what you want to do personally, what you want to do for your business, etc. Next, I want you to clearly identify where you want to live. Town, city, province here in the Dominican Republic. I want you to describe also the perfect house that you're going to have. And I'm going to warn you or give you a suggestion on that, is to do the complete opposite of what you're used to in your old life. Because gone are the days when you need a 7,000, 5,000, 4,000 square foot home, which is fully heated or air conditioned in an environment. You'll find when you move to this country, in the Dominican Republic, you could make the mistake to repeat what you already know, but the reality is you need less and less and less space and more outdoor space. Just word to the wise on that. Next thing I want you to do is write down what time you want to wake up every morning. What's the perfect day start for you? I want you to think about also what your perfect day is for breakfast or your meal time in the morning, maybe an exercise routine, what positive information you're putting into your head, either it's reading or listening audio or visual with a video. What is your morning routine to get your day started? Again, moving down here, you have access to 365 days of the absolute best, freshest fruit, vegetables that you can get on the planet. None of it is imported. All of it is right here. So therefore, there is no season to strawberry season, or there isn't any season for corn season. You can have what you love 365 days a year. And that includes for your energy consumption, which is your food intake. That you can identify to yourself that I'm no longer eating frozen foods, for example. You want to live your life on a daily basis with the freshest of everything, with no preservatives, or whatever makes sense for you. Write it down and make it visual. Next thing I want you to do is, how do you want to spend the first half of your day? Remember, this is your 2.0 life. You're creating a perfect day. So if your perfect day is to slag it out at a workspace in a cubicle from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, I'm going to warn you that's your old life. You may find that your best working hours are alternative hours, nothing fitting into a 9 to 5 work week. You may find that you work best from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. or you work best from 4 a.m. till 9 a.m. and you want to take the rest of the day off. Whatever it is for you, think about it. Think about how you would form your perfect first half of your day. Next part is that I would identify is how would you set up for your perfect lunch, and who would you like to dine with and eat with and share with? Daily or how many days a week? This is your time to reconnect with whoever is most important in your life. You can do it on a daily basis. You can have it. You can have your lunch with someone face to face, or as I do, I have it every other day with my kids. We have a meal together because my kids live in Canada, but we have a meal together. We share I have a coffee, they have a juice, and we're talking and experiencing our lives together on video. And I know that is not perfect, but it's perfect for me because I'd rather do that than have a phone call. So again, this is not about me, this is about you. So I want you to I'm giving you ideas to think about. Next thing is personal fulfillment on a daily basis. What drives you? I'm looking at the guy behind the camera, his name is Lucian right now, and we share a common thread in our life, and it's called music. So what gives me energy is music style from the 80s and 90s, the old school stuff. That gives me energy. It gives me purpose, and I look forward to hearing that and dancing my crazy version of dance every Friday night at Etno Beach Club here in the Dominican Republic in Las Terrenas, because Lucian is the DJ king on that day at that club. So no matter what I'm doing in the country, I make sure I'm back for Friday night. Sometimes I don't make it, but I'm there in spirit, and it's a part of that image that you put in your brain. Also, redefine what is your life purpose. Think about it. This, what most people do for 30 years, then they retire and die 3 to 5 years later, is not how I want to live my life. I had a personal health scare in 2014 that lasted way too long, that I know I lost a lot of time and energy, and I don't want to go through that again. So I'm starting my whole life over at 2015 to today, so I feel like I have the energy of a 20-year-old, but I'm doing it at the speed I want. Next thing I want you to think about is, what is your income and what is your business if you're working? How are you going to create money or attract it into your life? How are you going to do it? Are you going to send messages like what I'm doing here? Do you understand that what I'm doing right now is sending out all of this information on YouTube to attract like-minded people that want to work with me and our team to help you and guide you to what you really want? Do you see how this is congruent with my self activities? So add that to your life. So if you're, in today's world, post-pandemic, we all have the ability to work online and work remotely from wherever you want to do it. So for me, if I have to work still, speaking for you, and you can do that in an online or remote format, why would you not choose to do it at the beach? That's just me. Maybe you want to do it in the mountains or do it in the Alps of Switzerland. Doesn't matter to me. It matters to you. The next thing I want you to say is, what do your relationships look like around you? Your family, your personal relationships, with kids, without kids, your kids are grown up, your love life, or your single life. That's what I am. So how do you want to define that, and how do you want to celebrate that? Next thing I would say is, what does your personal family time look like? Many of us around this room right now, there's 4 of us watching, or 3 of us, 3 people here watching me do this video right now, and we have 3 of us, including me, have children, and we have the son of one of the guys here right now watching this. So we all know the value of lost time for family. We've all sacrificed, we've all lost, and it sucks sometimes, but we've learned to accept that and then rewrite the history by determining where we want to spend our time and focus. Next thing I want you to think about is your wind down time. So if your day is you have your personal and your business focus, and your time has been allotted in your mind on paper of what you want to do, what is your wind down routine? So, in North America, 6 a.m., you get home at 7 p.m., you eat dinner, you take the kids to whatever sporting activity, etc. 9 o'clock, you collapse and you go to bed. That's not how I look at my life now. I have a routine now that I deal with. You can have meditation, you can have celebration, you can watch an hour of YouTube videos of inspiring things that you work on. You can reconnect or text people that you have accountability to and share those activities. Whatever it makes you work, I would suggest you add a wind down time and routine to your schedule. Don't just collapse and end the day. I believe when you start your day with a positive mindset by adding positive things into your mind and then doing the same thing in whatever length of time that is before you go to sleep at night or rest, whatever you want to call it, that you will add peace to your life. You'll wake up more refreshed, you'll have a deeper sleep, and that's proven because I know I've applied that in my life, and I know what it feels like when I did not have that and I did the collapse. That is when your subconscious mind goes into overdrive and replays all the negative activities that have happened that day for you or that week. So add positive before you wake up, or as you wake up, add positive at the end of the day. That's what I would suggest. The last thing I'm going to say about that is about that sleep pattern. Try to define your normal day that you wake up. I would give you the challenge in your second life is to try to set up that pattern to not have an alarm in your life. You know that that we heard for 30 or 40 years so far? If you set up that pattern that you go to sleep at a certain time and you wake up at a certain time, and you have peace in your life and things are then working correctly, you'll find that you wake up excited for the day. And I know when I used to wake up dreading the day or spending 20 minutes in the shower when I should only be there for 5 minutes, that is a stall factor because subconsciously you don't like what is happening, but you know you can't stop it. That is huge, okay? So all of those things and those questions for you to think about allows you to get to the point that you can create a day. So I'm going to give you my perfect day. I won't give you every single minute of it, but I can give you an idea of what makes it happen for me. So I wake up my day at generally 6 a.m. So between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m., I rise, I have music going, I have a positive video where I'm listening to the audio, a message, whatever that is. I have it in the shower, I have it when I'm having my coffee, when I'm getting my to-do list or my organizational ready, and that is 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. At 8 a.m., between 8 and 9 in the morning, I have breakfast. I know it sounds like you're eating for an hour, but I put on music and then I casually eat my meal. I'm not eating like a maniac because I'm on that treadmill of life. I'm not. And then after I finish my meal, I then turn off all the music, I turn down the lights again, and I rest. I rest between 10 minutes and 20 minutes just to gather my thoughts because I've already did my to-do list. I've set out my action plan for the day. I've had my morning routine set in terms of my wake up and rise, and then I'm ready for the day. So I put some peace in my life, and then the next step is then I head to the office. So I head to the office at 9:30. I put the Bose headset on, the noise cancellation headset, and I put on, it sounds funny, I put on either Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin or A Whole Lot of Love by Led Zeppelin, because those two songs are the perfect timing for my drive from my apartment to here. And I love it because it gives me the energy that I need. It's something that I'm comfortable with music-wise, and I get here and I'm ready to rock. And I rocked all the way here. I work with my team generally from 9:30 in the morning till 3 p.m. and that's it, Monday to Thursday. In between that 9:30 and 3 p.m., we have a team lunch every day at our office. So we stop working and we're talking and laughing and sharing. And then we do a couple hours activity in the afternoon. My team works no later than 4 p.m. Some will stay later, but they're not obligated to do that. And most of my teams start between 8 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. Again, people choose the hours that work for them, and I appreciate and understand that. But I like to wrap up, in a sense, start my day at the workplace later than normal and end earlier than normal, based on the North American mindset. Then I go home. For me, when I finish my work at 3, I drive home. I take 2 hours of rest. That can be a nap. It can be music. I'm hanging out with my dog. It doesn't matter what it is, but I'm not working. I'm just resting. The next step I do personally is I go and watch the sunset as many days as I possibly can. And if I can do that every day, I do it. It's in my schedule every day. It says a mandatory boardroom meeting. But what that really means, it's a joke internally for me, is that I go to this really basic colmado on the beach called Principe, which is right here, and I watch the world go by. There's free entertainment by everybody that's there. I have one or two small cold beers. I watch the sun, and the reason why that's important to me, I never stopped to smell the roses in my first life. I just kept working and working and working and working. And I did everything so hard for the personal gain of money, I forgot to live. So now I don't. I do that purposely. Now that's part of my wind down between my work life, if you will, and my personal life. But the next step is simply to then eat and social on a daily basis. I don't eat alone. I can, but I don't. So I usually eat with other people, even though I live alone. I'm a single guy. But I eat with others, and we exchange our activities of the day. We talk about whatever is going on, try to keep it healthy and positive, no matter what. But social is something that all human beings crave. And if you're stuck in that routine that you don't get to see your neighbors or see your family and friends every day, I don't want that anymore. I want to see the same people every day or every other day and celebrate. But look, if you're living in New York, Toronto, Atlanta, Miami, Los Angeles, in a house or a condo, I bet you $100 that you don't even know your neighbor. I bet you don't even say hi to them. I bet you don't even know what they do for a living. Here, everybody knows everything about everybody. It's very weird in the beginning, but it's very comforting at the end because they know if they don't see me for 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days, there's either a problem or they're texting me or they're checking out my social media to see where I am. And that's important. It's a family fabric, and we've lost that in North America. The next thing is I have a normal sleep routine. I try to wrap up my activities for the day and be home, Monday to Sunday through Thursday by 10 o'clock. I want to be home and resting, getting ready for bed so that I can begin my next day, etc. I leave my activities of fun and excitement by way of indulging to Friday night and all day on Sunday. That's what works for me. But you're going to find what works for you. So this exercise about creating a perfect day for your personal life, a perfect day for your business life, map out the schedule, get it on your wall, check off the days that you do this in a row. If you cannot commit to doing this 5 to 6 days in a row by living your perfect work life or personal life, then you know it is time to change. And I'm telling you, it's not easy. It's funny. It's not easy to create a perfect day for yourself and then commit to doing it. Life gets like this sometimes. But the more you can get it defined, the more peaceful you'll be, the more goal-oriented you'll be, and the more you can achieve in your life because of the consistency of taking action against your goals, and that you've done that by writing them down, making them public in your own personal house, and then sharing it with the people that are around you. Okay? You're going to take action on that? You're going to write it down? Are you committed to a perfect day in your business life or your personal life? Or are you saying to me right now that, why am I watching this video? I thought this was a real estate channel. It is. But when you want to create your second life, you want to invest and get a new life, you're moving to the Dominican Republic. You don't want to do the same shit you do in North America. We're going to bleep that out, by the way. But I want you to understand that it takes a commitment. It takes a routine change. If you want to do the same thing over and over, don't come to your second life at the beach. Stay where you are. Stay in the life that you love, that miserable rotation of the rat race. I don't suggest it. Everybody that has come to Las Terrenas and has left has always tried to figure out how they can get back here. That's my example. I've told you my example in the past. So, a lot of information, a lot of deep content, but I'm committed to you to deliver education, coaching, real estate opportunities and surrounded yourself with a great quality team that I have around me to help you in the process of creation. Okay? Great. Now my WhatsApp number, as you know, it's 829-525-1782. I will answer it live 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Saturday. I will view possibly your notes on Sunday, but I generally won't answer unless it's an emergency, because Sunday is fun day. For me, it's my day of rest and to do something, tour around and do something cool. All right? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. By you subscribing to this channel gets us some Google juice and gets others to take a look at this and add this positive energy to their life. Okay? Don't do the wrong thing. Don't work with a team or an individual real estate company or person that doesn't give you quality content to help you get better. Okay? If you want that, we're not for you. If you want to change your life, and like I have done, and I support with other people around me, focus on what's good for you, and we're here for you. Okay? As I say, life is better at the beach. Okay, guys, adios for now. Get your perfect day.